Hey, good evening. Welcome, Pat Talk 59. And, tonight, we got a good show scheduled. Appreciate all you guys joining us tonight. Everyone's here. Dr. Short's here. Uh, the Negro is here. Chef C is here. We're waiting for Lone Wolf. He'll probably be checking in. Tonight, we got a very interesting show. Is it diplomacy or a circus? That's the first heading, and that's the main course to our show tonight. Um, First, we just gonna have a little conversation, and I thought I'd just bring this up just to lighten up the mood a little bit. I know me and Chef C get a kick out of this just to lighten up the mood, so we'll just start with this.
Side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in the capital city there are no neutrals found. You're either with the union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Don't take that government buyout. Don't listen to Trump's lies. Us workers haven't got a chance unless we organize. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Uh, that always provides enough laughter to like I said to set the tone of the show and really realize what's going on and uh, understand that these liberals are really crashing out and have crashed out and losing their minds. So we understand that yesterday, Friday, February 28th, 2025, there was a blackout. There was a call, economic freeze. Um, First and foremost, did anybody participate in this economic freeze?
I went to
Salute.
Outback Steakhouse.
So, Dr. Short, you went out to eat?
Mm-hmm.
I actually played the cut because I was a little nervous. I just stayed home. I did studying. I got grad school going on. One more shot until my master's. So I've been cramming in papers and grades. So I kind of just beat to the tune of that situation.
I actually went to Sam's Club. I had to spend money. I had to spend money. I can't afford not to take care of my responsibilities by boycotting. For me, this is a personal thing. For boycotting, I see something that's not going to push the needle for my people. That was a personal issue. I didn't tell anybody not to boycott. I just didn't do it. I really didn't understand the reason of it. It was all over the place. To me, it smelled of unorganized anyway. So
Mm-mm.
I just didn't want to get involved in it.
It
No.
was meant to undermine It was meant to undermine what the grassroots were doing on the social media. On the 27th, there was a blackout, and I could send you the flyer when I grab it and get a chance. But they had a blackout on the 27th in which black people were gonna protest all those things, and it was for a completely different reason. I look up, I see Al Sharpie on the last day of Black History Month, like trying to recreate the wheel and try to undermine the future of America, Black America,
He's
with
not
his
trying to
nonsense.
recreate the wheel. He's trying to recreate a dildo. And
So, brother Negro, I had looked up this guy. He was floating around. This guy, John Schultz. They said that he was behind the blackout, and I don't know if he was attached to Sharpton or not, but he had made his rounds, and as usual, CNN would give credit to him and talk about how it was a protest and it had picked up steam. And I don't know who particularly made this picture and used the Black Power fist with the chain and all that and made it a. I know when his initial thoughts on the protest, it was corporate greed. It was in response to corporate greed, and he wanted people to just not buy in and basically send a message to the corporations. What did you hear in reference to the grifter Al Sharpie? Brother
Like,
Negro.
yeah. Al Sharpie was talking about we're protesting because of DEI. We got to save these white women's jobs. He was like, "Where the white women at? I got to save their jobs. Trump is trying to take it away." That's how he was moving in these streets.
Mm.
hey guys, Al Sharpton is a corporate guy, and Al Sharpton has always been for Al Sharpton. And so, really, the sad thing about our community is that people that are basically traitors to our community, even though people know that they're no damn good, if they're on television or they have access to the media, they're a hero. And the other thing is, the thing that needs to be boycotted is TD Jakes, who is being boycotted, and it's all coming out about him sexually harassing men. And Sharpton them are all alike. These are the people that have been put up to be our leadership, and the whole time that Sharpton has been like the black activist du jour, and Jakes and spiritual consciousness of Black Americans, we've been going backwards. So in reality, there's nothing that these guys can say or do that really matters. I mean, just nothing. When you think about the fact that Sharpton spent the last days of the Biden administration trying to get his brother pardoned for shooting a woman allegedly with the shotgun. I think he was convicted. That's all you need to know about him.
Mm.
It was a black woman who shot with a shotgun. What's really happening, what's really happening is that critical number of people who stayed home or voted for Trump has broken the back of the boule. They've lost credibility. And what they've decided to do is double down on bullshit. So now the vice chair of the DNC is some black queer. They're still going to push this shit when the community says we need food, we need housing. Even if you're going to get fucked in your ass, you need to eat to have the energy to get your dick up. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of these sexuality traitors in our community where the only thing that matters is killing babies or having aberrant sex or getting your penis or vagina whacked off. And that's become the Black community's main issue. I think a lot of people are tired. They're trying to be relevant. It's not going to work. It's my prayer to the Most High God that I serve that within the next few months, that Jamal Bryant is also humiliated like Jakes. Stop speaking for us. You guys are just deviant grifters. So this whole group that's kept us stupid and weak are trying to find relevance so their white paymasters will continue to give them biscuits and crumbs. That's what this is about. It failed because Sharpton's a failure. And Jamal Bryant can't command anything. He's not from Atlanta. And since we're going to talk about Atlanta, and I can just be real, Atlanta's a southern city that's a colorist city. Jamal Bryant is too Black to get any mass movement going in Atlanta. He needs to sit his omnisexual ass down.
Didn't they run him out of Baltimore, Dr. Short?
Of course, they ran him out of Baltimore. And the other thing that's going on, and thank God, there is a religious renaissance going on where many, many, many Black Americans are quitting the divine swine. They're admitting that it's satanic and Luciferian, it's against God, it's against Black people. And they're quitting. And the Greeks are crashing. This is a power grab to keep us following their sorry asses, and they don't really care about us, to quote Saint Michael Jackson. Thriller, right? They don't care about us. And I think people get it. The COVID has killed off a whole generation of old Negroes who would get behind them. And the younger people don't give a damn. This whole old Black Masonic Divine Nine hacked and hijacked Black church doesn't mean anything to people. They're not relevant to us.
Brother Juan, Brother Lone Wolf, how you doing tonight, sir? He's there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's good to be with the brothers, man. A long time no see. The wolf is on the air. Good to hear you guys. Good to hear you guys.
Great, great. So
I like your podcast, brother. I like the intro.
Brother Lone Wolf, we were talking about in the beginning the economic blackout. Did you participate? What's your thoughts on it?
No, I did not participate in it. I thought it was ridiculous. Look, like Dr. Short said so adequately, we have to stop allowing these traders, people who are in the business of practicing benign neglect policies toward their own people. I mean, Jamal was instrumental, along with a lot of these preachers, in get that shot. I ain't forgot that. He was instrumental in having a woman who had a dang on mobile abortion clinic blocks from the dang on DNC. Come on, man. I can't get with that type of foolishness. I mean, even the scripture says 16 is God hate and 7 is abomination. A proud look and a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and those who will break up the brotherhood. That's all them all in Sharpton. They lie often. So no. But again, we are used to, we want to be led so bad by traitors, these enemies of God and the people. So no, to answer your question, I did not participate in that foolishness.
Chef C, you have any thoughts on it, Chef C?
Well, I will tell you and salute Salute to everybody that's in the building. I heard a little whisper about some protests taking place, but I never took. I don't take this stuff serious, man. I think it's a lot of. It's just more bullshit. All right, let's be honest, okay? More nonsense. More scared Negroes admitting that they don't really want to fight, but let's pretend as if we do. This is.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
You understand? Like, that's why I say, you know what? I'm not. Man, listen. Anytime I hear a Negro say, "Let's go ahead and protest this," I'm gonna say, my phone does not work. You have reached the wrong number. Call back again later. All of that's that's what you're gonna get with me, because this is $5 advocacy. This is like low budget, rainbow community, pawn shop type of advocacy. This is bullshit. And I can tell it was another Democrat memo that got sent out and say, hey, let's all signal boost this and make sure that everybody gets on board with it. This is no different than that 4B movement. Came and gone, right? Did absolutely nothing. Bunch of bald head females running around talking about they not giving no cooch up when nobody really wanted your shit anyway, right? So the shit came and gone, just like this thing came and gone. Nobody was even phased. Those corporations that Cass wasn't supposed to be going to probably made record number sales that day. Okay, probably made record number sales. But the Short said he went out to he went and patronized them. And I'm sure I did too. I know I had to go to Target at least. I had to go to Target for something. So yeah.
Hey, listen, I was in Sam's Club Friday, and I basically been out all weekend. I didn't I worked early, got off early on Friday. I had to take care of my affairs, man. At the end of the day, I had to shop. Bad enough, I'm one of them people that don't live in a food desert. So I had to purchase some eggs, which is high. But I went to a farm. There's a little farm about 5 miles from me. I went there, got my eggs. The lady was like, "That's all you need." I said, "No, I'll be back next week. Don't worry about it. I'll come get some more next week." And I had to do what I had to do. I just find it interesting, and I'll just say that the word I'm gonna use for this is leverage. Where's the leverage at? We think that we could boycott and do certain things, but in all actuality, like Dr. Short said, people are hurting out here. I don't know what everybody else got going on, but people are just barely surviving. And then to tell people to do a boycott of certain stores that really are essential nowadays because all the mom and pop stores are gone. Definitely, if you live in certain areas, then if you say you want to support a melanated business, that's even hard because they may not even have the goods that you're looking for. So I just think it's very disingenuous. Is undercutting. Is basically putting people in a worse situation that they're already in. You should be easing the burden off of people. Definitely, if you want to try to act like you're a voice for them, you should be taking the burden off of them to make things a little bit more easier. But anyway, gentlemen, Dr. Short and myself, we did a show last week where we were talking about Boy Reed. She got let go of MSN. Her show is no longer. And there's been a lot of chatter about her being let go. And I didn't have an opportunity to hear Brother Negro, Chef C, and Lone Wolf's position on her being let go. I know that some of the white characters said that MSNBC was practicing racism, which I find interesting because the top 3 people replaced the bottom 2 people with their own show. It was already on the network. It looks like it almost like 3/5 of the New York Giants up top.
Shout out to look at Simone Sanders. That this fullback conehead ass. Listen, she is a career Jack and Jill Boulay institutionalized plant. She brings zero substance and she's a talking head. She's the watered down man version of your girl of your girl that they've been running around hollering at us for the last month or so.
You mean crock shit?
Yeah, crock of shit. Yeah. Running around. So she's the bald head version of that with the shoulders. So I mean, again, listen, a lot of these cats is out with the old, and I said this before. It's out with the old and in with the youth, not the new, but the youth. And even Simone is an old head, a bald old head, but older head at nonetheless. So
I have a question, Chef C.
yeah,
Why do all the vocal black women in politics look like a RuPaul impersonator convention?
well, the Butch serves as no threat to the establishment. So fight like a man. Fight like a man. Listen, he can do no harm as long as they put this unentertaining, no non-charismatic, zero sex appeal negress in front of us on a regular basis. It serves as no threat to the establishment. So yeah, she's gonna get pedestalized just like a few others that we've always seen in some form or another through this media. Shout out to Angela Cry with Lettuce on the Side.
And you know what?
We're gonna be seeing her soon.
There's
Tragic mulatto.
There's a new one. She's a hard-looking. This woman looks like Chinese snakehead fish with the weave on. She's a congresswoman that replaced Barbara Lee. People pull her damn name up, please. Negro, pull her name up. She's replaced Barbara Lee. This woman looks like a snakehead catfish with braid weave on. I'm serious. Pull it up. Get a picture. She does look like it's. I mean, man, if she were on my mind, I'd cut that shit. That shit's gotta go back. I guess I'll be a vegan and shit. So it's another ugly.
Why did I get the picture of the snakehead catfish by here? Of
course
I
is
would
it
get the picture of the
Latifah or
snakehead
something?
catfish.
I'm looking it up right now. Is it her name is Latifah Simmons?
I know the first name is an L. Yeah,
Latifah Simmons. Yeah, she's a Democrat who was a BART director of a nonprofit foundation, and she was the candidate. She was the one who won and replaced Barbara Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, she can't even look. Yo, let me send this picture to you. She can't even keep a straight eye. She got the Biggie Smalls slant eye going on.
Give me 2 seconds. Chinese snakehead fish. She does. You guys will stop eating seafood when you see her face.
There she is.
Damn.
Yeah, man, look at them glasses. Like she got the thick bottle. See, I wear glasses, family, but damn, you can see a Hubble telescope with them things.
Hey, they said that's your girl, Kamala's mint tea. That's a little protege. They said, y'all.
What's her lineage background?
Well, one thing we can assume that she's a linguist too.
You know who she looks like? Camila Moore.
So
Danny
said,
"Got fired." She looks like the slow Camila Moore. She's the slow version of her.
Down syndrome Camila Moore. Yeah.
Joyless Reed's numbers dropped 47%, and the people complaining should have made sure to watch her. Yeah, that's interesting. That I thought and I got a video I'm gonna show, and you brought her up, Chef C. I don't even think you knew that I was gonna show this video. A lot of people didn't understand that, like I said, they tried to use race and all this other stuff in defense of Joy Reid, but they didn't understand context that her ratings completely were terrible. They were disgusting, and she wasn't nobody watching it, wasn't nobody checking for her, and her show didn't bring any value. Like any of them shows basically cable TV is don't bring much value anyway. And then when you have people that are lying, um, basically running cover for the Democratic Party, or if they're doing it for the Republican Party, nobody wants to hear that. People want authentic news. People want if somebody's going to give their perspective, they want an honest perspective. They don't need nobody trying to tell them what grassroots people really think. When these people are so far away from grassroots, that's why they would never let nobody grassroots go on their shows.
Wait a minute. If I want to see Don Cheadle, I can get an old DVD of Traffic. I don't need to look at this woman that looks like a tranny Don Cheadle.
Brother Lone Wolf, you ain't got nothing for Joy Reid?
I didn't really watch her. When I realized that,
None of us did.
yeah, I didn't really watch her. I can't speak on it because I don't really watch her. And what little bit I did get, she didn't represent our people. She's like you said, she's from somewhere else. You know, she's what, Congo or Nigeria?
Yeah, she's
Yes, sir.
Well, she said she at one time, and I remember the episode because it kind of went viral, where she was basically talking about that she is a DEI hire. That she was a DEI hire, and she always caped for the diaspora over Black Americans.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, Joy Reid, again, I mean, she couldn't speak on my issues. See, that's the problem. We've had too many infiltrators speaking on our issues, or quote unquote supposed to be representing us. She don't represent Black American Collective. I don't like when other people try to speak on Black Americans.
You guys in the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down for Joy Reid? Let us know in the chat how y'all feel about Joy Reid. Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. For Joy
Hey, I
Reid.
want to cook
what
on
type
her
of
for a minute.
We want to know what type of audience we have, whether people are pro Joy Reid or against Joy Reid. Thumbs up for, thumbs down against. Go ahead, Negro.
Yeah, if they're going for Joy Reid, then they ain't black. You got to hit them with that slogan with the Joe button. They ain't black. With that being said, this woman has spoke against lineage-based reparations. She had called Negro people pushing for reparations, ADOS, Black Americans. She called them all Russian bots. See, I remember her behind. And she brought this goofy-looking lady who looked like the squirrel from SpongeBob SquarePants, right? They got this. She looked like a nuttier than squirrel shit, and her name was something girl X, something that deals with technology. This goofy lady. So that was one of the things, and this woman had no data and nothing to justify her position. The other thing that I'm not really feeling her about is that she has a very misandrous approach towards telling the news. So if she even if they did discriminate against her, I'm not gonna say anything about it. That's no different from what like Diddy getting locked up. Shout out to Dr. Short on that. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, and we need to figure out to get a way to get a on cold person up in there. Outside of that, she need to hit the bed anyways because she wasn't doing anything for us. So that's where I was kind of at with her. She's very rude. She's very disrespectful, and she ugly. That's the thing. That at least Tiffany Cross looks somewhat cute. At least what was the other lady that was they had a couple of cute ones, but she ain't even cute, family. She ain't even good looking, and she ain't from the lineage.
Okay,
so three strikes, she's out.
Let's use a different word, not good looking. Unfuckable.
Damn.
Let's talk about what we really feel. So nobody in here is getting a Woody on or feeling in any way stimulated in their genital urinary appendage for her. Okay, and it does too matter.
I'm not baby daddy. Any fool can see that baby belongs to me. I want that little rascal belong to me.
Okay. And so let me say this. Beauty matters, whole. Like Kanye said, feelings matter, bro. We patriarchs are saying to women, beauty matters, whole. Stop being ugly. Black women are not ugly, not the true ones. So all this masculine, macho, construction worker, demolition derby, crash dummy studs, they don't appeal to us. And we need to stop patronizing that. Strong black woman, my ass. Make me something to eat, shit. Buy some makeup.
Well, one of the people that has a platform, that has a voice, whether people like him or not, and we know that he is a Caribbean descent, and he's from the sports world. Stephen A. Smith made some interesting comments about Joy Reid, and he said basically it was not racism. We need to stop that narrative in the black community of blaming everything on race. It was the ratings. So a lot of people, his little segment on it went viral, and a lot of people had something to say. And someone said something in reference to Stephen A. Smith, and all of us, because we all have a platform and we have spoken out about Joy Reid. And here she is.
I am on here to just call some attention to some disinformation. This week we've been talking a lot about Doge, waste, fraud, and abuse. We've been talking about the people who say we didn't earn it, replacing people who did earn it with people who didn't earn it, right? But the other thing that I'm here to say is just standing up in protection of my friend Joy Reid. I want you all to be very mindful of Negroes who use their platforms to talk about someone with no facts. Be mindful of the people who say that Joy Ann Reid's show did not rate. Those people are not looking at numbers. They're looking at right-wing, crazy-ass blogs and newspapers who have decided to try to tear Joy down. Be mindful of a black man that doesn't stand in protection of his sister, of someone who was incredible in their role, who is going to be incredible in her next role. Be mindful of people who continue to sell out folks who are in positions even near them, and how they might or might not stand up for those folks when they share space with them.
You know what? I'm not going to stand up.
People around them that they lift up to thrive.
I'm not going to stand up for the H&B supply
I'm in a place
store.
right now where I told God I was not going to succumb to the distractions, and God, I might already be thinking that this is a distraction.
I'm distracted by her chin.
But I just think it is incumbent upon all
I'm
of us
distracted by the
correct
ugly
mis-
fake
and
weave she's got.
disinformation. Joy Reid's show was the highest rated show the last night that she was on air, in every single, all day long, in the demo, all day long.
Hold on. Pause.
Joy's show was not.
Doesn't that whole get it? The reason,
the lowest rated show on MSNBC.
the reason that she got the high rating is because people wanted to witness not seeing her ass again. That's why it got a high rating. People watched to celebrate the bitch going. They never thought they'd live to see it.
And anybody that knows anything about cable news, Fox is running laps around MSNBC, CNN, any other cable news network. Fox has been running laps around them for the last 8 years. None of them shows are rating over any Fox show. Not Morning Joe, not Sharpton Show. Nobody's shows does anything better than the Fox shows.
Well, Brother Q, that woman, Joy Reid, is a legal liability, especially in the years of Trump. She's going to end up running her mouth about Trump and end up shutting down the whole damn record label and staff, man. Like, can we really be honest? So even if, screw all the views, what is her product that she's pushing? And especially in the years of Trump, these conglomerates want to get closer to Trump. They ain't trying to get closer to Joy Reid. Can we be really real about this?
Joy Reid's husband isn't trying to be close to Joy Reid.
No real man wants to be next to her. All
So
right, and it don't matter the race.
let me ask you, brother Negro. What do you think about what Angela Rye said, that we need to be mindful of men who use their who use their platform to talk about Joy Reid, and as she says, a black sister that deserves to be protected?
I'm going to say that she's promoting a form of hate speech, and that needs to be kind of leveraged in that manner. First of all, she's saying that these people are Negroes or Black Americans, and they're not. First things first. And what gives her the right to give out Negro cards and Black American cards? Like she's a true descendant, like she's a true heir, like she's a 14 amender. Like, nah, she ain't one of us. So the nerve of her telling us who's black, who we should protect. See, that's the problem with some of these women in society. They want to tell us how we should protect them.
No.
No.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Part of what we have to do, the same way a woman will say they don't do windows or they don't want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory. Well, we don't want to eat at the Coon Cake Factory. Take me home. Shit. Fuck all this.
I was surprised in her wording. She actually said that these type of people sell people out. Like I said, that was an indirect shot to Stephen A. Smith, and she just was generalizing it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about ratings. When they talking about race, everybody in the chat has basically said nobody watches her show. Joy Reid brings no value. So I don't know why Angela Rye would put herself in the middle of this as usual, because as she cries every day on TV, nobody listens to her.
She's a foreigner any damn way.
Brother Lone Wolf, you mighty quiet today, sir.
Well, again, I just think that when I think about the Angela Reeds and the Joys, they're Soros. We forget that they're Soros, and the Soros look out for other Soros.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really consider that, whether you were AKA, whether you were Delta.
Yes.
They look out for each other. So, and they've been deceiving us for decades. They've been deceiving the black community for decades. Okay.
Them queens are pushing through. They pushing through.
So
we don't want them. We don't care. And it's time for us, let me tell you something. You take your ass as a Black American into a Caribbean event.
Daddy got jokes.
Go into any Latino event as a Black American. And if your ass even tries to speak, they will all begin shouting and screaming as one voice that this isn't your thing. What has happened is that the Boule and these Greeks, who are internationalists, they're not for Black Americans. They are coon versions of globalists for what white folk don't like. They don't care about us, and they're not going to care about us. And it is our responsibility to alienate and estrange those people, because I'll tell you something. I remember when I was a student at Howard, I wrote an article, very short article, about the Haitian government's failure to maintain infrastructure. I never made one comment about any individual Haitian, nor would I. Do you know that the Greeks and the Haitians got together and asked for me to be thrown out of school for bigotry, for xenophobia, because a couple of the deltas or AKAs were Haitian? And so I think of all the stuff I did on behalf of everybody. The article made no statement whatsoever about one Haitian person negatively, just how, because of what had happened, that the country was suffering economically from its failure to maintain basic things. And these folks went all over to try to get me thrown out of school. In allegiance with these foreign people. And by the way, the people who were foreign, who were trying to get me thrown out of school, are the Haitians that kill and steal from the broke Haitians back in Haiti. My crime was advocating for Haitian people, from the Haitian people that steal from Haitian people. And therefore, and the stupid ass, dumb fuck Black American bitches got with these people to try to destroy someone advocating for the uplift of Black people. That's how it works. You see, they do not fight for us. They don't do anything for us. They only help themselves. And the boule is sort of like a foster mom who has kids in foster care, and everybody in the neighborhood can come in and molest the children as long as she's got a good relationship with them. This is what our Black leadership does. And that foster mom is only going to fight the kid that doesn't want their foster sisters and brothers being raped. That is the problem. Not the predators, not the pedophiles, but the person says, we don't want any more rape because that bothers their bottom line, their status. Black American people need a civil war and a revolution immediately. And the longer that it's delayed, the greater the chances are that we'll be exterminated as a group collectively. Okay, it's and part of why Blacks are in trouble is the expression is called acephaly. Acephaly is another way of saying decapitated. We trusted this talented tenth to be the brains of the operation, but they've got shit for brains. So we're in a shitty situation as a collective. And anywhere you look where you see boule people, Black folks are suffering. Some Blacks do great, but for the most part, Black folks are backwards. When the boule people get power in a city like Atlanta or a state like Georgia, do they change the laws to protect Black people, to try to like make stuff better? They keep the same anti-Black repressive laws and policies. All they wanted was to be the ones that keep us down, to say, see, we can hold Black people down. You can trust us. We're your partners. They do the same thing to us that the illegals and everybody else does. And we, for too long, have pretended that these people are for us. They're not. And it's time to have a war. It's the same way TD Jakes has millions and millions of followers for years. Had that man even wanted to do even one thing to help Black folks, that's not even threatening to white people, he could have done it. They had no desire. Us being desperate and broke down and poor is a profit center and a power center for these people. The empowerment of the Black masses would make us not need their asses anymore. Let me remind you that all the HBCUs and other places were against the desegregation of colleges and universities because prior to Brown versus Board, you had to go to a Black college or university. And if the people were shitty and you got bad food and they had you live with roaches and mice and shit that they do to this day at HBCUs, you had to take it. You couldn't go anywhere else. Instead of saying, we're going to have the best that we can possibly do for each other, basically, we'll send our kids to University of Pennsylvania, State College, Pennsylvania. We'll send our kids to Yale, to Princeton, to Harvard, to Dartmouth. But for the broke Black folks, we'll give them the shit out of our ass schools. We'll staff these schools full of white predators and Africans and other people that hate Black students. We won't let any high-level Black folks teach at our schools. In fact, if you're a real good professor, they will run you out and get someone that will just do what they're told and make your ass exist from one year to the next on the year-to-year contract. Can you imagine being a 60-year-old professor in one of these HBCUs and they won't give you tenure, and every year you have to wonder if you're going to get fired no matter how hard you work? This is the kind of stuff that they do. I'm just giving you a small example. We need a revolution. I'm just telling you, the reason that this happens to us, I was watching a really good documentary on Netflix, and it was Who is Luigi Mangione? And This one white kid shooting, one white corporate head has thrown this whole country in a tailspin. Not that I'm advocating anyone be harmed or shot, but the white boy made his point that the insurance people just hurt people for the pure fuck of it all, the fuckery of it. The black elite does this to us and there's no consequence. We've never made these people pay for betraying us. And as long as they're going to get bankrolled by people who hate our guts, and as long as they know that they're going to be celebrated because they have a little bit of fame or money, and their stupid ass Soros or Lodge members or Eastern Star Group or whatever the hell they're part of, Jack and Jill, Teens and Tots, their paper bag, blue vein bullshit stuff that they're on. As long as they've got that small clique, they don't care if all the rest of us die. You need to understand that some of these same coons already have houses in Jamaica, in Panama, Costa Rica, Ghana, South Africa, Tanzania. These people are prepared for us to be wiped out, and they've got somewhere to go. And they'll say it'll never happen to us. They'll keep us disorganized, unmobilized. And if things get rough, they're working on getting dual citizenship. They'll just leave. Same people tell you Africa's no good, Africans are bad, Africans stink, Africans are dirty, be ashamed. They're just like white supremacists having both sides of the argument. They'll support white genocide and they'll also support black freedom, psych, with their fingers crossed behind their back. We allow this. We allow this. It's us who's at fault. And like I said, the day, friends, the day, just one day, if Maxine Waters got hit with an egg or a tomato, if Jasmine Crockett got hit with an egg or a tomato, or if niggas sat in their offices the same way that black people had to march on Johnson Publications to force Ebony to have black-looking black people on the cover. Yes, black people had to fight Johnson, who's darker than anybody on this call except for maybe Juan, wouldn't allow anybody darker than Robin. In fact, they had to be lighter than Robin to be on the cover of Ebony. Black people had to protest for black people to be on the cover of Ebony. We haven't done that work. The fight is at home. Thank God for Trump. Look at how the white people are fighting each other. White Republicans are attacking white Republicans. This is beautiful. This is a chance for us to do our little in-house cleaning. Hakeem Jeffries, most black people don't know who he is. They won't know who he is until he becomes Speaker of the House and the white media talks about it. Then they'll know. We don't pay attention. If you've ever had black people call and ask you for help, we're some of the laziest, most disgusting people you ever want to meet. Why do I say that? People will call me from another country and I ask them, who's your congressman? They don't know. They don't know their governor. They don't know. I mean, I go through life not involved with anything and expect things to work for me when my community is under attack. I mean, that's incredibly stupid. You have no firearm. You don't do this. You don't guard. Any kind of self-reliant activity, they don't do any of it. And yet they'll say, yeah, America's a racist country. Well, then what you do, that's like saying your house is on fire and you're not headed for a fire escape or you're not trying to wrap yourself in a sheet or something. Well, then you fucking burn up.
What do you have to lose?
Wow. Dr. Short was cooking so much, y'all, the system kicked him off. That's how much he was cooking. He must have got a call with his phone, but woo. I mean, I think the microphone is burning right now. He definitely went in and gave a very interesting thing. Like, you know, we need to really clean the house. Clean the house. Chef C, what's going on, bro?
Shout out to Joy Reid though. I'm proud of her finally getting packed up and sent off. saran wrapped, Reynolds wrapped, cryovac, any type of freezer wrapped, whatever. They packed her up and got her up out of there. And I said we have finally been unburdened by what has been.
Oh, because what has been is going to be as it was, right?
And that's, we're just being really clear about that, brother Q.
Okay.
So now I say, you know what? Listen, it's only a matter of time. Joy rejoins the platforms that she left. She said she wouldn't go back onto X. It's been a few days. But I would give it an extended, maybe another 5 more days, and she'll be back on X. Listen, she's gonna follow the Don Lemon tidbit.
Tamu wig finally got their X.
Finally, yeah, the wig finally got her up out of there. But she's going Don Lemon route next. She's gonna go Don Lemon route. She'll be on the streets. We'll probably see her, go see her in Atlantic City, and the timing, the termination of the timing was perfect for her too, because she ain't gotta, it's getting warm outside. Spring is upon us, and she won't have to be out there in the winter, doing whatever she's got to do. So I salute her right now. I'm just glad that I don't have to see a bald head blonde for a little bit right now. So I'm enjoying the break that we're getting, although you got all of her little colleagues running interference, such as Angela Rye. Now, Angela Rye, let me speak on Angela Rye. That's a woman who wasted her light skin. Yeah, you wasted your light skin. Okay? You were supposed to come up the mulatto way. And you didn't maximize this. Never quite actually got there. Now she looked like a Dominican chick. She looked Dominican with extra amount of makeup. Like the makeup look.
Chef, she looks like Cher on crack.
The makeup looks crazy.
She looks like Cher on crack. Bitch, you need Sunny.
Amy Winehouse to me.
Yeah, or it should be Amy Crackhouse.
Yeah, something going on. She not really Chi-Town stepping the way she used to. After she done been with Common, I don't know, something ain't looking right there. Common rubbed a little bit on her, because Common be out here hoboing, going from female to female, because he light skinned. So something ain't right with that hair.
Hope it's just female to female for Common. I'm just saying.
Right.
No. Let's go back. 10 years ago. Remember the Oscars in February 2015? And what's his name? John Legend, who's also weird. Remember? Oh, one day when the glory come. Right? I remember they did the glory, and Common was on with tight ass pants and shit. And then when John Legend got up and all of a sudden Common started talking about sexuality and how he started talking about all this gay shit. Yes, he did at the Oscars. Go back and get the clip. Find it. Go look for his speech, Q. Common came on and started doing all this gay talk and comparing gayness to the civil rights movement. Oh, yes, he did. And I'm thinking, you don't have to do that. There are a lot of gay people that don't run around raising their voices around gayness. Basically, I mean, after all, unless you make a whole movie, you don't need anyone to see you get fucked in the ass or get a dick in your jaws or munch carpet or whatever, except sometimes you forget to floss it out your teeth. Most people don't care what folks do in private. You go out of the way when you're trying to impress people to do defiantly sexuality shit. And he did that. In fact, if you want, I'll go dig you the damn clip the same way this Arsenio Hall looking mayor we got in D.C. That said D.C. is the gayest city in the world. We don't pay attention. These people tell you who and what they are, and people need to remember what's Common's church, what's Common's home church in Chicago. It's Trinity. That's basically the metrosexual Vatican of Black Protestantism in this country.
Wow.
Let's just call it, that's old Faggus Church. And that's where all the people go. I mean, that's where Donald Young, Obama's side piece that got shot in the head, and several other black men, as many as 10, were all executed. You know, Obama, I mean, he may be a man, but he sure is a black widow if he lays down with you. Brothers, if you want that waist of skin, that may be the last piece you get, and please don't cook. I'm so glad, Chef, you're not cooking for him, because he'd want you to get mad. I mean, we find you somewhere with your wetsuit missing, floating somewhere. So don't you make anything for him. Let Michelle make her own waffle and waffle and grits and shit. You know, don't you help them, Chef. Don't you make any waffle and chicken for Obama. We need you.
Hey, brother Q, did you see what I posted up? That Roland Martin is out here trying to recruit Joy Reid's fans. He don't want to work with Joy. He don't want to work with Boy Reid. He wants her fans. He got to replenish the old timers that's dying out on his platform.
But he's crashing out. He probably buys people. But, you know, let's be honest, people. This electoral defeat of Kamswala has marked the end of the boule as we knew it. They've had basically 120 years, and now it's out of their hands. And this Diddy thing is happening. Jake's is happening. And like I said, there is a religious reawakening. People are leaving the Greek letter organizations and fascinating numbers. It started with the women. The men are going to have a harder time leaving, because how do you explain to someone that you were like, I don't know, how could I say this? That you were making quiche, making quiche butt naked for your big brothers when you were in school, right?
Oh.
And you guys had to rub deer musk on each other, you know, and all this other kind of shit that people did, right? And I'll just give you a real story. It's sealed, but it happened in D.C. What is alleged to have happened in the early mid 2000s, first decade of this century, is, if I'm correct, I think they were AKAs. For them to cross over the burning sands, they had to be sodomized in the ass. Yes. And their faces ejaculated in by their companion male fraternity for them to be able to be AKAs. And a couple of people got STDs and the families sued. Are you understanding me? So understand that part of what we're fighting isn't physical. It is, I'm going to say this, it's spiritual uncleanness, it's wickedness, it's Satanism. Black Luciferianism runs Black America. It says that Satan comes but to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's basically where our community is. And it's run by hirelings that don't care about the sheep. That's in the Gospel of John 10. We've got a satanic junta running us. And part of the gorilla glue that keeps the wall of silence and cooperation and secrecy is a natural sodomite sex. That's what keeps everything secret. And that's why anyone that speaks out against Diddy gets attacked. I mean, they were raping kids and nobody can say. Now, had that been a white person molesting Black kids and they hadn't pledged to a Black fraternity or sorority, folk would be complaining. But because it's folks who are aligned with the Black Greek letter organizations, rape, murder, all of this stuff is acceptable. Now, I got a friend who alleges that Nipsey Hussle was eliminated by Shitty, allegedly. We have people killed all over this country, destroyed, alleged, and everyone. But you went to the party, you did the pink champagne. Y'all been drinking, y'all been doing all this crazy stuff, and it buys secrecy. When I say to you, a lot of us can't get into jobs or positions, is that they can't control us. As someone says, I don't see who you with. That's what I would hear. In other words, you hadn't cracked your ass, you hadn't sucked off anyone, you hadn't done anything for people to be able to blackmail and threaten you. That's how DC works. And that's how the Black community works. And this is why some of us can walk into a room and we don't have one penny to rub together. I'm speaking of myself and others. And big, powerful Black folks tremble. And we don't come on TV. We have integrity, and it terrifies them. They're afraid of integrity, and everybody Black that's legit that we've had, they've worked with white people to murder and destroy. Every single solitary one. They had the civil rights where they helped kill everybody. These are people that walk amongst us.
So, wow, great. Dr. Short, as usual, cooking. You guys in the chat, our first hour is down. We're going to take a little break. Just a little word from Pat Talk before we get into the main course of our meal.
See, the house Negro was always like that. But the field Negro, he understood. House Negroes say, Massa, we house is in trouble. Field niggas say, let it go down. They not interested.
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against George. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon scab within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in the capital city there are no neutrals found. You're either with the union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Don't take that government buyout. Don't listen to Trump's lies. Us workers haven't got a chance unless we organize. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I always get a kick of that. The nuttiness is crazy. But the main course is talking about diplomacy or circus. We all seen what happened at the Oval Office this week, where Zelensky wanted this meeting to be in public, which I find very interesting. I think that Zelensky actually sabotaged this meeting in the grandstand. The president, I know that's not the majority of opinions, but we saw where Zelensky's body language when the president was talking was quite disrespectful. Um, Zelensky was talking from a vantage point that he felt as though that he had leverage to talk to the president that he was coming to get money from and to work a deal on getting some minerals. And then he basically attacked the vice president when the vice president was telling him something. And I thought it was quite interesting. Dr. Short, I know that you know a lot about that Ukraine area, and you've talked about it a lot. What did you see from your point of view, Dr. Short? You hear me,
So
Dr. Short? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, Zelensky. We're not being real. Zelensky is GCP, okay? But you see, a Ukrainian GCP isn't as important as a Jerusalem-based GCP. And so I think he doesn't realize that his kind of GCP did not put Trump in the White House. And Zelensky, I have pictures. I can send this shit to you right now. Pictures of the Ukrainian Chancery, which is right across the street from the Naval Observatory, which is the house, the White House for the vice president. And there are 4 or 5 banners promoting Kamala Harris on the Ukrainian Chancery. On Massachusetts Avenue, where many of our embassies and chanceries are, in Washington, D.C., only one chancery or embassy had election sloganeering going on their lawn, and that was Ukraine. So they were for Kamala, they were against Trump. So how do you go to the person that you worked against? You didn't even dress like a head of state. You look like, you know, someone that does trade in Planet Fitness. And, right, blue collar, hard hat, white trade. And you're dressed like, you know, like, a middle-aged sex worker, you know, that's trying to meet someone on Tinder. And you go and you see someone that you need billions of dollars from, that you've stolen and done all kinds of stuff. And you think because you can, you know, pull out your gefilte fish attitude, that means something. You see, he's not Netanyahu. Netanyahu, I mean, Trump did everything except suck dudes' toes. But that's a different GCP. GCPs that are connected to the state of Israel in a very direct way, and the people in Brooklyn and everything else have more pull. He's a deracinated GCP. Aside from that, they've lost, and Trump doesn't want a big war. So he had the crash dummy Biden, and I'm certain that they got potentially damning information on all of the Bidens, and they had them over a barrel. They don't have the same thing with Trump. So he's so used to getting everything he wanted with Biden, he thought he could do it with Trump. And again, you might be GCP, but you're not BB. And so BB's got a hookup. BB's got Mossad. Mossad's got everybody's business. They can make people do what they want. They can get as many standing ovations as BB tells them that they have to give them, or else, you know, you may have like a big spread in the New York Post the next day. So this guy is a porn star, comedian, embarrassment. So, and he's been stupid, and the money's been stolen and squandered. He's corrupt. He's failed. And he's lucky. I mean, do you have Americans dying for his ass, giving money and everything, and yet you're going around killing priests and attacking churches? You're a dictator. And folk haven't even called him that. He's been given every kind of leeway to at least make this failed project that he has work. But he's not up to it. And it's alleged that he has stolen $21 billion for himself. And he's got properties all over the world. So, I mean, Trump and them know this stuff. So what's he crying about? He got a house in Italy, a house in various countries, a house in London, got a house in Florida. You got apartments. You got stuff all over the place. What's your beef? And if Putin wanted to take him out, which they could have done, it would have been done. The best that this man can do is try to get a false flag and blame Putin so they can demand that Europe get involved. It's at the end. I mean, the governments are all changing. In Germany, all these countries are going to the right, and one of the things that they want is they want cheap Russian gas and energy. They want cheap food, and they want peace. And he's not trying to give anybody anything. He's sort of like a pretty bitch that got ugly, that remember when everybody used to beg.
Brother Negro.
My thing is that why is this man not put up on war crime charges against crimes against humanity for his people? Why is he not looked at as a dictator like they pull out on these Africans of killing and murdering their own people when he could have preserved lives and he chose not to because he's profiteering off the death of his people? So you see, people like to talk on black crime over in the United States, all these immigrants. But nobody's not looking at this man pulling a white on white genocide on his own people. So this is crazy to me. Where's the UN at? Why are then I'm looking at all the melanated people around the world. Why are y'all not looking at this as an opportunity, saying he needs to shut up and sit down, and that this individual is murdering his own people? And that's the only thing that I see. And the nerve of this man giving idle threats to America, like he gonna really do something. Like that's the craziest thing. This dude looked like he's about to sell me some coke, and he does blast on the weekend. That's what he looks like, coming and asking for money from the taxpayers. Like he looked like the dope man. He looked like the guy who's at the strip club bringing the girls. He's that guy. So I'm just looking at the audacity of this guy. Well, I can't get my reparations. He's getting his, and he's not even a citizen.
So, like Brother Negro said, if you haven't heard the whole 40-minute confrontation, you'll hear him before President Trump even got upset. You will hear him clearly, basically say that America has nice beaches, and our beaches are beautiful. Wait until the threat comes to our beaches. And this is when President Trump got upset. He basically threatened us. He basically threatened America with peace. And I don't think a lot of people caught it. People were too concerned with whether they liked Donald Trump or not, whether they realized what this man said, and how the president showed some restraint, but still visibly got upset with what he was saying. Brother Juan.
Wait. Before I close out, you got tethers as well as other people sign against the interests of America. And that's a part of the problem. These tethers need to go. These immigrants need to go because they're signed with Zelensky. They're not signed with Trump on this, family. I'm going down my feed. All I see is a tether running their mouth saying, well, Zelensky's right. Trump is wrong. All those people, I'm looking for their accounts. I'm reporting them to ICE. I need that $1,200 bag. That's the type of time I'm on.
Brother Juan, I know how you feel about the Constitution. We've had many conversations on upholding the Constitution against foreign and domestic enemies.
Yes.
That we have a right to fight these people. How did you feel about, as someone who comes from a law enforcement background and understand that regardless of whether you like him or not, that man is the commander in chief, and he spoke to the commander in chief in a way that he disrespected not only that seat, but he disrespected that office. What was your thoughts on it?
So I thought that maybe Trump should have gave the sign to the Secret Service to have him escorted out. I think that I don't blame this. I understand why Zelensky is acting the way he's acting. Because he had a prior administration that was weak. And when there's blood in the water, you attack. And I thought he thought that he was dealing with the same administration. That they just switched presidents. So him acting the way he's acting, I'm not surprised. And another thing I'm not surprised about is, look, when this war first started, when this war first started, white folks were surprised. They was like, this is not what we do. The European Union, I'm talking about the collective white. And I'm talking about the citizens. I'm not talking about the leadership. I'm talking about this is not what they do. They fight people of color. They fight people with melanin. Okay? And again, this, in my mind, this is equivalent to white on white crime. White folks fighting white folks. Okay? So, again, I'm not surprised. And Trump has been saying that we need to stop the killing of white folks. Okay? That's what he's saying. Remember, we're not looking at the global picture. They're only maybe 7% of the global population, with the highest concentration of white folks, in Russia, in Europe, in America. It's not a whole lot of them in the global sense, and their numbers are dropping. See, we're not having that discussion. They're not having babies,
I want to ask Dr. Short a question. And you too, Brother Juan, because I consider y'all, I don't want to say elders, but y'all older than me, and I believe that y'all would be a little bit more in tune to be able to answer this question. Is it time for the United States to look at their relationship in NATO?
NATO is sort of like what the cops are to white power in America. So they're basically the colonial force of the Europeans. And now and then they use those Europeans, like they did on Gaddafi, to attack, extraterritorial niggas like Libyans or people in the Balkans. So NATO is sort of like an international race soldier entity. Now the problem is these countries, for example, years ago, America's sanctions regime, America has sanctions on about a third of the countries in this world. America's got under sanctions. That hurts countries like Germany that's losing maybe $100 billion in trade with Iran. For example, if you're familiar with the French manufacturer Peugeot, they were at one point making 600,000 cars a year in Iran, but because of sanctions, this stuff stopped. That's a lot of cars. I mean, just in order to keep American GCPs happy and all of this other stuff, a lot of people have to suffer to keep America happy. These European countries that are basically, that are not Eastern blocs, used to be under the leadership of the former Soviet Union. The countries of Western Europe were under the control of America. These people are tired of being colonies. And it's kind of funny that America is now getting former Soviet colonies and using them on Russia. And the Russians at the same time are doing economic things to undermine people wanting to be colonies of America. Someone's going to lose. Everybody can't win. It's not like these public schools run by pork chop feminists where every child gets a participation award. It's amazing. You don't get a participation award if you fuck them and you don't make them come. So what really matters, you have to really get it done right or you didn't do anything. But so this is sort of the situation that we have. People who are looking to free themselves. America needs NATO to keep the European countries on the American socioeconomic political plantation. An independent Europe is bad for America because the Chinese and the other people with their Belt Road Initiative and other things, America could find itself played, and that would be the outside bitch that nobody wants. It could happen.
Brother Juan.
Well, I'll say this in the words of Henry Kissinger. He said, it may be dangerous to be America's enemies, but to be America's friends is fatal. Say this again. Henry Kissinger, who was a leading authority for multiple administrations. He was the ring that you kissed. He said it out his own mouth. It may be dangerous to be Americans' enemy, but to be America's friend is fatal. And you see it right now, played out in real time.
I think one of the things that's interesting is a lot is said about Donald Trump, right, wrong, or indifferent. And you could see that he is blocking what they really want to do. It looks like the EU wants America's support with advancement of NATO in closer to Russia's territory, and Russia is not going to allow it. We all know that the deal that they signed when they broke up was that they would not expand NATO, and they have continuously expanded NATO in the last 25, 30 years. And I'm surprised at how many people don't or want to recognize why Putin is the way he is, whether you like him or not. If you allow me to be in your front yard with machine guns talking about I'm just there to watch, how would it make you feel? Brother Negro, I know you had more to say about this. What do you have to say?
I'm tired of us being the cash cow for other nations that are equipped to handle this issue on their own. The UN, as in like the Europe and all those guys, France, British, Spain, they got money for guys for eons that they exploited from the transatlantic slave trade all the way to now from the continent of Africa. We should not be footing the bag for Ukraine. Where are the other support of the other nations in that treaty, and where are they upholding the bargain, with upholding the deal? And if not, then drop the bag. That's where I'm kind of at, because they were a part of Russia to begin with. So just because they have a family squabble, we should not be getting into any third party disputes. That's what I look like. That is a third party dispute, and I don't do those. And that's how I'm looking at this situation. And I think Trump is handling it the correct way. He's not out here crying. He's not out here making us look weak on the global stage, making us prone to be attacked by terrorists, by possible Nazis. Because that's what they got over there in Ukraine. So for him to make that comment saying, "Well, everything's peaceful now until later," and all this other goofy stuff, like he blasted a line before he even came into the White House. Yeah, I do have some hotness underneath my collar about this, because I saw these little Nazi looking guys with gold chains. That's my reparations money. That's how I'm looking at it. They out here flossing with the money that I need so I can move on, as well as the other people out here in the, that's a part of my lineage. And that's the issue that I have with Zelensky. He's not even a citizen, and he's getting all this resources. And he's coming in here being ungrateful, being rude, being disrespectful, don't even dress for success. These are the things that's the thing that's mind blowing to me. I can't come to the job interview looking like that. So how can this dude come here and ask for money looking like that? And that's kind of some of the problems that I see when I actually watched the whole thing. I was really tight about this, and I'm glad that both Trump and JD Vance stood their ground. So salute to them on that. Um, don't mean that I'll endorse them because I didn't vote for them, but they need to keep on doing what they need to do.
Right. That's
Well,
true.
let me push back again. This man has been dressing the same way for the last 3-4 years and getting billions. Say this again. He's been dressing the same way for the last 3 years. This time he's wearing a black outfit. Those other years he's wearing a green outfit. But he was able to extract at least $200 billion from us. We ain't talking about the European nations. I'm just talking about just Americans. So why would he change his script?
I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because he got a new administration. That's the reason why. It's called keeping up with the times and knowing your position in the world. And if he doesn't want to know his position and understand that there's a new regime change, then he's going to find out the hard way. And that's what he did. He came to the White House and he found out the hard way.
I don't disagree with you. I'll say this. My understanding of the system of white male dominant culture is this. The Vatican is the religious arm. London will be the government. And America is the military arm of the system. So when I look at this whole piece that's going on, I'm looking at through a whole different lens. Military arm has always been American. America is going to defend Europe. Even if they leave NATO, the way the system is set up, Vatican has always been the religious arm. You know, London, the Queen has always been the government. And then America has been the spear of this system. That's how I see it. And again, I would say, like Dick Gregory would say, you know what? I mean, some of this stuff is just white folks' business. Because when when I look around, I don't see us at them tables. I see them at those tables. Man, look here. They know that their population globally is dwindling. I think they're on panic. They're in panic mode right now, man, because they're not reproducing fast enough. And with the immigrants coming in, taking over, it's just a matter of time before they will be the minority, which they already globally minority, but they have the arms. They get the spear to keep you in check. So I'm gonna leave it right there.
Dr. Short, you're going to give us some final words on this topic, Dr. Short?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I do. I want to say that it's time for us to pull together and do what good we can do. And this thing is going to crash. And the same way that they've got this snakehead looking broad who replaced Barbara Lee, that's going to become the new face of opposition to Trump, persecution is sure to come. And the same way you see white Republicans crashing on politicians, they thought that they were going to hurt us, and they hurt themselves. These loudmouth pork chops and others in the boulevard think they're going to hurt the black masses, and they're going to get themselves removed. We need to sit back and watch them self-destruct. That's all I have to say.
With that. Well, great. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining our broadcast. We appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Brother Roland, what you got coming up on your platform, sir? I know you're in the middle of
What's going on with me right now is one, the book should be done sometime in the next couple of weeks. We're still in editing, so we're getting that out. Graduation's around the corner. Got that master's degree. Got that quote unquote lamb skin that they be preaching about. So I have my master's in investigations, and I'm definitely looking either law school or getting my doctorate. Going from there, and we got some other things that's underway. I'll keep you posted though. The book should be out soon though. I'm trying to tighten that up. I'm editing a couple more pages, and I should have that out by sometime next week at the latest.
Great. Brother Juan, Brother Lone Wolf.
So I'll say this to the people who's listening. We are not out of danger. The threats against the president and his family are real. If something happens to him, you're going to see some type of civil war, because both sides, it's a serious hatred on both sides. So I'm going to keep on encouraging you this. Have you considered a shotgun? Have you considered a rifle? Have you considered a semi-automatic handgun? Have you considered a revolver to protect yourself and your family, your community, your friends? Because again, we don't have enough of those discussions about protection. We talk about the finances, we talk about the politics, but we're not having a discussion about protecting yourself, your family, your friends, your community, your state, and the nation. Again, we need to really, really be serious about dealing with these traitors among us, these folks who mean us no good, whether it's a seat, whether it's Congressional Black Caucus or any politician or these preachers. Dr. Short is 1,000% right. We must put things in place to deal with these traitors, because they're out here walking with impunity. And they know that there's no repercussions for them being traitors. But we're in some dangerous times, fella. Don't get it twisted. All it would take is something that happened with this man in that White House or one of his family members, and you're going to see another side of America. So I need you to become responsible gun owners and gun users. I'm gonna land that plane with that.
Just want to tell everybody, appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Remember, Brother Lone Wolf has his own channel. Let's Talk 2 has its own channel. Brother Roland has his own channel. Dr. Shaw has his own channel. And Chef C have his own channel. Subscribe to our channels, promote what we do, promote what we do at Pat Talk. Hopefully we'll be doing another Pat Talk this coming Thursday. We'll try to be, consistent with every week if everybody's available.
Mhm.
I'll just say that we always appreciate you guys in the chat. Remember that we're talking together. It just happened to be us on the panel, but we're always having a discussion in the chat as well as having a discussion on the panel. We don't take any of you guys for granted. We all trying to do what we got to do so we can do what we want to do. And like the brother said, not only just be mindful of your surroundings, but be mindful of your rhetoric and your behavior on social media. I see a lot of crazy stuff with people who are against the president, and I understand politics. But sometimes we, as melanated people, we go too far with what we type. Um, and people need to understand that once you claim certain things on social media and you type certain things on social media and they consider you a threat, that they can make your life miserable. Everybody talks about what they'll do if they'll be in that situation. Nobody knows what they'll do if one day you get unfortunately put in a black van, tied up, and now you're in a holding cell with no rights. Remember, I'm just going to give some people advice. Look into the Patriot Act and understand that you can be considered an enemy to this country by certain things that you do. We're all entitled to free speech. However, sometimes in being upset with what's going on, right, wrong, and indifferent, we go a little too far. I seen some crazy stuff this week in reference to people supporting Zelensky, not realizing that they've basically put a bullseye on their back by typing what they've been typing, because all of this stuff is being monitored, as Snowden has eloquently showed us. But I don't want to dog you guys out with that type of speech. But remember, like, share, subscribe to our channels, and be on the lookout for notifications. We appreciate everybody in the chat for supporting what we do. And like Danny just said, free speech does not mean free from consequences. Yes. So just be mindful of what we're doing and how we're doing it. Until then, you guys, take care. Have a great week. And remember, large crowds in these theaters and stuff. Know what's going on in your surroundings.